Hello, 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 everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's your girl, it's Crystal Cunningham, the six-figure anthology strategist. Oh my goodness. I am here today to do this virtual book launch with an amazing woman. Y'all know her, Dr. Shayna D. Lewis. Listen, we're going to get into this momentarily. But before we jump into this, I want you to invite your friends and tag, invite, and share this broadcast out. Oh my goodness, we're getting ready to jump into this. But let me just tell you a little bit about Dr. Shayna D. Lewis. Okay, she is a licensed professional counselor, a national certified counselor turned executive wellness. She has a bachelor's degree in psychology, a master's degree in counseling psychology, and a PhD in counselor education. She is the founder of SDL Enterprises LLC, home of the Your Extraordinary Life Academy and the Me 2.0 program, which over 20 years of experience working with women in the mental health field. Dr. Shayna decided to take her clinical knowledge coupled with her personal experience in wellness training to help high achieving professional women stop seeking balance in life and instead create harmony, integrity, and integration through understanding the 12 dimensions of wellness. So today we are here getting ready to do the book launch, the virtual book launch for her new book, which I am super, super proud of. It is Self-Care is the New Sexy. Oh my goodness. So just stand by. We're going to be right back to start the program.
Artlist.io.
You didn't have to do us like that now. You didn't have to do
I want to come in a little hot, Crystal, a little hot. Hey.
You came in with the fire, okay?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes,
Hi,
yes.
Dr. Shayna.
Hello, 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 everybody.
Come on through in here. Oh my goodness. This is an awesome time, an amazing time to be here with you. Ah, that video was fire. Hold on, let me just talk about that video really quick. That video was fire. You're not gonna just do that to us, okay? That you
Sorry,
came through with the fire, like let me
I
know
had
what
to
really
come.
self-care is all
I had to
about. So
come with
come
the
on and talk to us
fire,
today.
with the fire and on fire. All of that today. Yes, yes, and yes. I'm so excited to be here. I
Yeah.
see you all in the chat. Hello, Rochelle, Nicole. Hello, hello, hello. Everybody else, if you're here, get in the chat. Say hello. Let us know who's here. Hey, Jackie. Let's know who's here. Where are you watching from? I love knowing where all of my family and friends are joining us from, before we can get into it.
Yes, 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 yes. Make sure if you are new to StreamYard, give StreamYard access so we can see your names because we don't want to just, make you think that we're not paying attention or we're not acknowledging you. But StreamYard wants you to give them access so they can give us access and we can see exactly who we have here on the live. So go ahead and do that really quickly. And once again, I want you to share, I want you to invite. I want you to broadcast this out and let everybody know that we are here with the amazing Dr. Shayna D. Lewis for her new book, Self-Care is the New Sexy. So come on, Dr. Shayna, let's dive into this conversation because I've been waiting for like a long time for this.
Look
Okay, y'all
here,
know it's
here,
a long time.
look here.
Let's jump into this really quickly. Let's jump into this. So, who is Dr. Shayna and why is it important for you to write this book now?
That's a loaded question, Crystal. Who is Dr. Shayna? Well, there's a lot of components to that. But what I say when I introduce myself is I am Dr. Shayna, your favorite executive wellness coach. And I equip high achieving professional women who are overwhelmed and burnt out due to all of the responsibilities of life, career, and relationships to gain clarity and focus so that she can position herself to have it all. I believe if mama ain't right, ain't nobody right, and everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. I'm from the South, y'all. Everything I do is to make sure my sisters are okay. So for me, I mean, this book was so important for me to write for a lot of different reasons. And one of them is selfish. So I'm going to start with my selfish reason first, because actually I needed to get my story out. I do
Mm,
a lot of work around other people's stories. So those of you who know me, I'm a licensed professional counselor by training. And, for 20 years, that's the work that I've done. And it's been all around other people and their journeys and their stories. I've even published books about other people's stories. But it was really time for me to be able to share my story in a way that is helpful, that is powerful, that will support other women all across the world. And so, right now is the right time. One, because it was time for me to tell it, but two, because I see women suffering. Um,
mm,
because of my work as a counselor, because of my work as an executive wellness coach, I get a front row seat to the suffering that we have as women as we are out here literally, Crystal, killing ourselves, like
mm.
killing ourselves. And I just said, not on my watch. I cannot sit back and allow a sister of mine to be in a space where she is not able to have it all, to live her best life. So self care is the new playbook. It's right on time, honey. It is right on time.
I like that. And it's the playbook. So we're
Yes,
gonna get some plays today. Is that
yes,
not right?
yes,
We're gonna
yes, yes,
get
yes.
some plays. We're gonna learn how to, do this thing, live this life without being burned out. I love that you said that because you know, our relationship in the last couple of years and you being who you are and me hearing your message and really hearing you talk to different women about self-care has helped me start putting in a balance too and seeing where I've been burned out. So I want to say thank
Mhm.
you to that I've been dedicating this one Friday. It's all about me day.
Yes.
Just because of the connection with you. So just want to say thank you and just let everybody know that this is really important. It is because we do get burned out because we always taking care of everybody else except
Mhm.
us first, right? So let me ask you. So what do you want women to learn from your journey when it comes to wellness? Talk to us about that wellness journey.
Yeah, one of the first things that comes to mind is I want us to know that we're not alone.
Mm,
Because, as a high achieving woman myself, I know there's a piece of us that we want to be able to depend on ourselves. We don't want to tell nobody our problems. We want to be able to do it all on our own. Um, and there's some shame if we don't feel like we can.
mm,
And I'm not saying what I heard, I'm telling you what I know because I felt that. Like, well, how am I supposed to be out here, Miss, counselor of the world, and I ain't got it together? Like, where they do that at? Like, and how can that be okay? And so, if nothing else is gained, I mean, there's a lot to gain from this book, but if nothing else is gained, that we are not alone, that you are not alone, that it is okay not to be okay, and it is absolutely powerful to heal in community because that is precisely what I had to do in order to, that was a fundamental piece of my healing, was getting into community with other like-minded women to do so. So we're not out here by ourselves, Crystal. We really can count on each other to support us through the journey and not feel shame because we're human. I mean, who feels shame for being human? Why should we? That's
mm.
my question.
That's good. I like that you said the counselor of the world and the way you positioned it too, where that shame because we feel like we're supposed to have it all together when we come out here and
Mhm.
we're helping and we're serving other people. And that's not always true. Sometimes
Mhm.
we get it through the connection, through the doing, right? That's what I'm
Mhm.
hearing you saying, that it's
Mhm.
okay not to have it all together. You don't have to have this cape on or something, don't have to have the cape all the time. So that's listen, y'all. Listen, let me know in the chat who's here with us. Hey, Salika, let us know who's in the chat with us. If you have any questions, any comments, put them in the chat. Let us talk. Dr. Shayna is here to answer any questions about her new playbook. Self care is the new sexy. Okay. So in the book you talk about being on this hamster wheel. What was that like for you, and how did you get off the hamster wheel? So many of us are on this hamster wheel. How do we kind of approach that?
When I was writing this book and I was trying to think of visuals, like visually, what does this look like? Because sometimes when you share something, people are like, well, yeah, I don't understand. Well, I wanted it to be real clear. We understand if you see a hamster in a cage, that joker is running. Choom, choom, he's just going just like this, around and around. And guess what? He is going absolutely nowhere
No.
quickly.
Mhm.
Nowhere. But this the thing I remember, and actually, it was Denzel Washington. He made a quote from his mom. I think he said it, that be very careful of thinking that you're running somewhere forward when you're running on a treadmill, right? Like you're not going anywhere. You think you're forward progressing, but you're not. You're literally standing still. And that is what it's like for so many of us, Crystal, because we are absolutely in a space of always picking this one up, calling that one, figuring this out, going over here, doing that, answering all of the questions, doing all of the things for everybody else. And it's a constant go, but you don't end up anywhere but burnt out, tired, broke, busted, and disgusted at the end of it because you feel like perhaps you have to. And for me, that's what it was. I was everything to everyone. At least I thought that's what I was trying to do.
Mhm.
And being nothing and nobody to myself. Can somebody put that in the chat? Everything and everyone to everyone else, and
Yeah,
being nothing and nobody to myself. Nothing and
nothing.
nobody to me. That's
Mm,
not okay. We got to get off of that. It is not.
the hamster wheel, right?
We do. It's killing us, Crystal. It literally is killing us.
Yeah, I'm glad that you made that a visual. I mean, because we know what a hamster wheel looks like, right? And
Mhm.
I love that it's really practical. Your book, the steps, the strategies that you have in here, the things that we're going to do, we're going to dive a little deeper into that. But I love that part because as I was going through it, I was like, yeah, the squirrel. Oh, I say it? Look, yeah, y'all got to get this book. So go ahead and right now go over to www.selfcareisthenewsexy.com and get your book. But not only get the book, get the bundle because there's also what, Dr. Shayna?
A workbook.
Yes, yes, yes. It's a workbook included in that. And it's another level to you to work with Dr. Shayna. So go ahead on over there and grab your book. Somebody put that in the chat for us. Somebody go ahead and put that link in the chat for us because I know they need to grab it and grab it right now. So
Yes.
let me ask you this. And I'm trying not to look at myself because this was me. What this was me? What was some of the excuses you've heard from women that make them not take care of themselves? What are those excuses? Let the audience know because just in case you ain't aware of what you might be doing, Dr. Shane is getting ready to bring some awareness, shine some light on what you're doing.
Listen, and that is probably one of my favorite questions to answer because we got a lot of excuses. And I'm gonna give Tyrese credit for this because he said, at least that's where I heard it. Excuses sound best to the one making them up. Okay. Excuses sound best to the one making them up because we believe the lies we're telling ourselves. So the number one excuse, Rochelle has already said it, I just don't have time. That is the number one excuse that women all across the world make about why we do not take care of ourselves. But it is the biggest lie that we tell ourselves to get us to sleep at night. It is, ladies, and we'll talk more about when we get into the play, so I won't jump ahead of that piece of our conversation. But we say we don't have time, and because we say we don't have time, we don't do anything about it. Now that's the number one. That's the number one thing. The number two thing that I often hear too is, well, I don't have money for that. Like I ain't got money. Like, oh, that's self-care. That costs money, girl. Here, ladies, the,
Mm,
the real self-care is free, boo. It's free. The
mm.
things that are talked about in this book, don't none of that cost money. All of this is free. These are things that you have
So,
access to.
so wait, Dr. Shana, we can do stuff for free for ourselves and really make a impact in our own life.
Yes. I mean, if we Rochelle did put one in the chat. Walking is free, right?
Okay.
Taking walks is free. Setting boundaries is free. Drinking water is free. Like I'm saying things that cost $0 any day of the week. The problem is we've decided that I don't have money to do it. So we don't even look for other things that cost $0 for us to do to take care of ourselves. Those are big ones for me.
Have we just regulated self-care to the whole nail salon, get your hair done? Talk to us about it. Is that what we have done? Is regulated self-care to that?
We did because we said, well, I hear it all the time. I'm gonna get my nails done, and I'm gonna get my hair. And mind you, I love a good hairdo, honey. Nails are gonna be did, okay, all of that. But let me just break down this difference right quick. There is a huge difference between self care and self maintenance.
Ooh,
Okay, they are not the same.
wait, can y'all drop that link in the chat? There is a difference between self-care and self-maintenance, you said?
Yes, ma'am. And I'm going to tell you the differences, ladies, because the thing that you have to understand, self maintenance are the things that we do that are external.
Mhm.
Correct. So I want you to think about and self care are the things that are on the inside, the things that affect you on the internal space. So think about a car. If I took my car to the car wash every day, baby, that joker will be shiny, them wheels gonna be spinning, and y'all gonna be like, oh, that car is clean. But if I never got my oil changed, if I never put the right kind of gas in the vehicle, if I never
Oh,
change out my alternator or my belt under the hood, what's gonna happen to my car in just a couple of weeks, months, or years? It's gonna be broke down on the side of the road. But it's gonna be cute, Crystal. It's gonna be shiny.
that was, that was so good, Dr. Shana. Come on, come on. Did y'all hear that, ladies? I mean, I could really see that the car wash. We do all the exterior,
Mhm.
but we're not taking the care on the inside. I love that she said the oil change, ladies. We could see that the alternate. Have we taken care of the things on the inside?
Exactly.
Oh,
We
you
missed that.
stepping heavy right now, Dr. Shane.
I
You,
know.
you,
I'm
you
being
stepping
messy.
heavy.
And I don't care. Y'all don't know if y'all been with me enough. Y'all know I don't mind being messy. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell the whole story and the whole truth because somebody needs some hope out here. She needs to stop running to the nail shop thinking she took care of herself, and she still
Come
come
on.
home feeling depressed, feeling sad, feeling down, feeling overwhelmed. That them pretty nails, that new red, ruby red, didn't help you, boo. It did not help. It did not, it didn't help the internal self. So you think about self-care. We're talking about a clinical definition or the World Health Organization. I mean, I'm a researcher, y'all. I got a PhD, it's for research. World Health Organization definition of self-care really is any of the things that we do to keep us, number one, from needing medical attention. Medical attention. So if I don't take care of the inside of my body, I'm
Mm.
gonna need medical attention. Okay. The things that I do to care for myself emotionally, psychologically, ladies, that is what is actual self care. Think self care. You can even change the word self to soul. You can call it soul care if you like, because it's on the inside of you. And that's what matters more. If I never got my hair done, if I never got my nails done, it doesn't mean I did not take care of myself. You may see me and say, oh, she looked kind of raggedy, but I may be the happiest on the inside, baby, I've ever been in my whole life. So don't judge me when you see me and my hair ain't did.
Come
And I'm
on.
hello, somebody. I'm just
Now, Dr. Shana, you going there now. Come on, y'all. I hear y'all in the comments. They over here, spark plug busted.
busted.
Oh my goodness. Salika said, I did that for years. So
Mhm.
you can identify with what you're saying. And it's true. So many of us, including myself, at one time or another, just taking care of this outside, but on the inside, all jacked up. Matter of fact, I failed the admissions test. Okay.
That part. Oh, that's so good. Because that's a whole nother word right there. Because when you go every year, you have to go get this thing retested, don't you? And if the inside is jacked up, you will fail. And what they gonna do? They gonna send you back to fix the inside before they give you a sticker that goes on the outside. So why somebody gotta tell us to fix the inside? Because sometimes we think the outside is all we need. But baby, you will fail the test every time. And the test you're failing is the one that's your life.
Oh, oh, oh. Wait a minute, hold up. This so good, y'all. Don't forget, y'all got to share and tag this out because I'm telling you, not you dropping jewels. You are really putting
Hmm.
the flashlight, the light all up in our eyes. Like you getting us together in here, and that's why you want to go grab your copy of Self Care is the New Sexy, the Playbook.
Yep.
Go get it now. You see it running, the tickler running across the screen. Somebody dropped the link in the chat so they can go ahead and just snatch it up really quickly, get access to it. Listen, and I want to talk, let's talk about that now where we on the E. Let's talk about that E in the book that you mentioned. What is that?
So one of the things, and this is one of the plays, the E is really about expecting what you plan for.
Mm.
Okay. So a lot of times, Crystal, and again, when I'm saying all of what I'm explaining here, ladies, is what I was living and going through. And then it was confirmed when I was open and honest with other women and sharing with other women, we were all going through it. And so a lot of times we just expect life to just happen for us. We don't necessarily have a real plan for it. We don't have any intention set for a day. I was the woman who would get up in the morning, honey, 5 minutes before the alarm clock would go off, and that's all I could do. There was no plan for the day. There was nothing that I would do in the morning that would prepare me. It was literally, let me just get up and go if I can get there on time. Okay. And so there was no expectation for my day, no expectation for what was supposed to happen. And so what I learned on my journey is that when I set expectations and intentions for my day, it was like the heavens opened up. Like if I expected certain things, but as far as having a plan for my day and things like that, if I expected things to go a certain way because I prepared for them,
Mhm.
guess what happens? It's more likely to occur. It doesn't mean that it's always going to go perfectly, right? Now, granted, life's when she get ready. We know she do her thing. However, if we have a plan in place, an expectation, an intention for every single day, and this
Mhm.
is what I tell women: if y'all in the chat and y'all know me, and I've been coaching you, you know, the number one thing I say is write it down. Write things down. Do you better not get up on Nan Day and not have a list prepared. Something we'll get into that a little bit more in another one of the plays, but you want to write down your intentions and prepare for your days. That hands down was a paradigm shift for me. So no longer did the day just happen to me.
Mhm.
I planned for it on purpose. See, and Crystal, one of the reasons that that is so important, because the number one complaint that women have is that we are overwhelmed. And because we got a lot of stuff to do, right? And we do. And I'm not saying that we don't, but we do. But when you plan for what it is that you will do, you put yourself in a more controlled position to control what happens instead of it controlling you.
So we can control the outcome if we plan for our days.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so let me ask you this question. How many things should we have on that to-do list? Or
Oh, Lord Jesus.
you have on your to-do list? I know for me, I'm not going to say that, but just tell us like what would be the range that we should have, or what would be doing the most, or helping us not do the most.
Yeah, but no, but the most is when you write everything down on one day and think you really gonna get it done. All you've done is create more overwhelm for yourself. It doesn't work. So one of the things, and actually on TikTok, I actually did a TikTok video about this, and it was a very popular video actually. And I walk women through this process of planning for their week on Sunday. Today is Sunday, so it's a great day to do it, right? As we start for the week. And it literally looks like brain dumping. What are the things I really know I need to get done this week, right? What are the things I need to get done this week? You can go ahead and write them all down on one list. However, when you get to Monday, you're only going to take two or three things into various categories. And I will talk about, we can talk about that a little bit later as well, too. You'll take two or three things for each category or area that you want to address and put it there. If you put all 50 of them on that list for Monday, you're going to have an epic fail on Monday. But if you say, I have a category of home, I have a category of my self-care, category of social things, a category of work, whatever those categories might be that are important for you, and you have about two or three things in them, you're
Mhm.
more likely to get those things done. And so as you go through your day, you just cross them off because you're getting them done. And you continue to, and you continue to, as you get to the next day, you go back to your original list, pull some more things for Tuesday. Whatever I didn't finish on Monday, maybe it rolls over to Tuesday. That's okay too. Then
Okay.
go back and pull some things. What you don't do, Crystal, is put all 50 of them there. I feel like 2, 4, 6, 8. I mean, if there's 10 tasks, two in each of those categories, I use 6 categories a day, is what I've been taught. There's 6, and it's in the book as well, too. There's 6 categories of my day. There's an example of what my grid is, actually a grid that I use. And there's only about 2 or 3 things in each of those categories. If we do too much, we overwhelm ourselves and we're back to zero. So it's not a good idea.
Okay. So we can get overwhelmed by putting too much on the list.
Yes.
Have less probably on the list and really intentional things and
Yes.
put them in their proper place. So
Yes.
see some sort of success
Yes.
throughout our day, right? Okay. I
Yes.
love that. Listen, if you loving this, listen, I need to see some hearts in the chat. I need to see some hearts because this is really good information. This is just really good nuggets, really just well thought out things for us to be successful and
Mhm.
not be overwhelmed in our day as you talk about. All right, let's jump into this. This little say, "Nobody come to save you, sis." Talk to me about that. When you say that, what does that really mean?
What I said. And I know it's incorrect English. So all of my English teachers, close your ears. Don't let the PhD fool you, honey. Ain't nobody. And it ain't, isn't, it's ain't nobody coming to save you. So one of the things that I know about us is we wait for permission. We look for someone else to give us permission for us to choose us. We blame other people for our current state. So one of the things that we can do really easily is be like, well, if my husband would just do more, if my children would stop acting up, if my boss would stop asking me to do all this extra stuff, if so and so would just fill in the blank about all of the other people, if they just did something different, you'd be okay. But sis, while you waiting on them, you are burning, crashing and burning, overwhelmed. You may be ill. You could be killing yourself right now, waiting on them to get right. They ain't coming to save you. They're not changing if they don't want to. The only person we have control over is ourselves. And so if we get in a position of really understanding the first, if I'm talking about fundamentals, because I believe there's 12 dimensions of wellness, and this is what I teach inside of my wellness coaching program. And I got some students on the line, and y'all can testify to this. The number one, the foundation of it all is self-love and responsibility. I am responsible for myself. Wherever I find myself, that's on me. I don't care what it is. Everything about my world relates to my wellness. My relationships do, how I communicate, how I show up, what I accept, all of those things are on me. And so as long as I am if I take on the responsibility, then guess who also has the power to change the circumstances that I'm in? Me. But as long as I'm waiting on somebody else, Crystal, I'm waiting on them to get right for me to be okay. So, ladies, really, we have got to stop waiting on somebody else to show up. They ain't coming, boo. And here's the other piece, Crystal. I'm finna say this right here. And even if they came and tried to save us and they tried to fix it, we'd send them back and say, you didn't do it right. And we'll go do it again ourselves anyway. So stop waiting on them, because they ain't going to get it right no how. They can't do the thing that's your job to do. So literally, stop waiting, because ain't nobody coming to save you. Can I see it in the chat? Ain't nobody coming to save me. I want to
in the chat.
ain't
Drop
nobody coming to save me.
Ain't nobody coming to save you, right? No, nobody coming to save us. We got to save ourselves, right? I love that. Well, Geraldine said, great info. If I'm saying her name correctly, and forgive me if I'm not, Samira said, stop the blame frame. I like that.
That's good.
Blame frame.
That's
Yes,
good.
yes, yes. Hey, Angela, you got a lot of people in here. Yes, yes, yes. Angela says, you are your rescue. And that's the beautiful thing. It's so, so true. So let me ask you this. Why is it important for women to become their own health advocates as it relates to self-care? Why is that important? Yeah.
Now, Crystal, that's really a good question. And here's why. So in my story, in my journey, one of the things that happened to me is I had this experience of severe headaches that just wouldn't let me go. And so at the point when it started to happen, and I ended up finding out, I did a blood pressure test one day, and I found out my blood pressure was like something real stupid. Like, what the world? How I'm like 160 over something. Like, what is that? I go to the doctor. I do go. I made the time to go. And really all they told me was, monitor or track your, blood pressure for X amount of days, come back. And then they want to just give me some medicine. Just take this pill. So there was no questions asked about what's happening in your world. Are you stressed out? What's going on? Just take a pill. Well, I still didn't feel quite right. And so I was very tired. I had a lot of other things going on. And then my regular checkups, Crystal, all of my doctors were like, oh, well, you're in normal range, so you're fine. But ladies, don't you know when something's not right about how you feel? Like your body is off, you feel exhausted, you can't think, you're not clear. And I felt all of those things in the midst of these headaches, right? And so one day, and there's two different times that I was introduced to this doctor, but Dr. Shell is a integrative medicine doctor. She's a GYN traditionally, but now she practices integrated medicine. And I saw her on TV, and she was talking about, women in our bodies and how we may not feel, good and all these kind of things. And so I went to see her, and I got all of this testing. And Crystal, when I walked out of there, when I say I was jacked up on the inside, And I had absolutely no clue. I had all of this stuff wrong with me. You got to get the book to find out all of what was wrong with me. It was a lot that was really wrong with me. And once I figured out that what they kept telling me I was normal in normal range, what she taught me was that normal range, let's say for blood work, the range may be 10 to 75. My level might be 12. So I'm in range, but optimal functioning is 50, which means I'm a long way from being my best. So you can't tell me I'm okay because I'm not. I want to perform at my best. I don't want to just be in range. I want to be optimal. But I didn't even know what questions to ask of medical practitioners because I didn't understand what was happening to me. And
Mhm.
so this is why I believe as women, we have to become advocates for ourselves. When I say I am a super fan of integrative medicine, and I'm not that kind of doctor, so do your own research around that. But it has taught me to ask more questions. It has taught me what I did not know from general traditional medicine that I didn't even know. And there's so many natural um, non-synthetic ways to heal our bodies. Not to say that there's no need for some synthetic stuff, that's up to you and your doctor and your medical team. But for me, when I found out about bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, when I found out about the IV therapy and the drip bags, baby, if you don't know what I'm talking about, y'all just read the book, get in my DMs, and I can tell you some more. But when I'm telling you life saving, game changing, Dr. Shell, she blessed my life. So advocating for ourselves allows us as women to not just take what we're given because we understand that what you're telling me is not matching what I'm feeling or experiencing. You will not get to ignore my experience. And even more so for women of color, that we have historically being over minimized. Our symptoms have been minimized in medicine, all of these kind of things. And it's just time out for that. So this is why I say if we don't become advocates for ourselves, we don't know what we need. And if
Mhm.
I don't know what I need to make me feel better, to make me feel at my best, then again, I'm still on a hamster wheel, just spinning around in circles, thinking I'm going somewhere, but I don't even have the right answers. I don't even know what questions to ask. And so
Mhm.
once I learned those things, then I became clear about what I needed to do. I didn't know that because I had adrenal fatigue, I'll give you that one. I needed more sleep in a different kind of way. I didn't know that until I got testing to tell me that was wrong. I had no clue that those things were affecting me. So being an advocate is major for our own health. Ladies, ask more questions until you are satisfied. Get a second opinion. I mean, just don't take what you're told.
One of the things as you're speaking, I keep hearing is the word community. This is why community is so
Oh
important.
my
Of
God,
course,
yes.
we share that information. You're right. A lot of us don't know what questions to ask when we're going to the doctor. We don't know, and we're thinking that they're the professionals. So hey, we're just gonna take their word, and that's how many of us approach really going to the doctor.
Yeah.
And now we're through your book and through your message and your movement out here is going to bring such awareness and help us know how to start being an advocate for ourselves. So thank you so much, Dr. Shana, because we can come to you. But I want to just go over some of the things that some of the ladies are saying in the chat here. Kamisha saying, "Be your own advocate." So she's
Mhm.
definitely on that with you. And Angela is saying health coaches also address these issues. It's
Mhm.
important to have a whole team to
To
live whole. And I love that she says that.
good.
And then she says also, our voice has power. Katrina says, our voice has power. So
Good.
thank you so much, ladies, for y'all being in the chat. Once again, continue to share and invite people to the broadcast and to the virtual book launch. We are celebrating Dr. Shayna's new playbook. Self-care is the new sexy today. So, I love it because you're also telling us from your own personal experience. And a lot
Mhm.
of times we don't think that, high achieving women, as we were saying earlier, have certain issues that they have been subjected to. And I like
Mhm.
your vulnerability here. You're being authentic and honest and transparent. So I want to talk to you about the playbook itself. So let's jump into this part right here.
Before you go to the playbook, can I share with them about the workbook right quick? I
Okay, go
want
ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
everybody may not be here to the end, and I want to make sure y'all get this. So not only is there the playbook, but there's also a workbook that goes with this book. Why a workbook, Dr. Shayna? Because I don't want you to just read this book. I want you to live this book. And what do I mean by that? I want you to write, answer reflection questions. There's activity and exercises for you to complete because it is a companion. And you can sit down and read a great read because it's a great book, right? The reviews are in, and we can share some of those later. It's a great book for sure, but I want it to be a working book for you so that you live it. And as you go through the chapters, you're able to reflect on what you read. How does it apply to you? Because I'm asking questions, y'all. I mean, I'm a real professor. I've taught about 4 or 5 different universities. You know what I'm saying? I am a teacher. And so I understand for us to actually absorb and learn information, we need to be in the habit of writing. So I want to just share with everybody real quickly that there's an opportunity for you to actually get the workbook and the playbook. This is actually not on the website yet. So this is because you're here, showing up, you get stuff. Okay. Because you're here, you scan this barcode or not barcode, this QR code. You can get $5 off of the actual playbook itself. Hold on one second. You can't see where it says, one second, you can't see the bottom. So for today, if you scan that QR code and you use the code launch 2023, you'll get $5 off and you'll get the playbook and the workbook, which is normally $45 for $40. That's today only using launch 2023. Scan that barcode. It is not on the website yet, so you got to be here. This is why showing up makes a difference. You get things when you show up. So you being here makes a difference. There's a link to this that we can also drop in the chat later, but go ahead and don't take a picture of it, scan it, because you'll need to be able to scan it in order for you to gain access to it. And we will also drop it, the link in the chat as well. But I just wanted to make sure they knew that there is a workbook. You'll want the workbook to be the companion to the playbook because it'll really help you live it out instead of just reading it. So you make the plan, you write it down, and you walk it out. So I wanted to be sure I shared that.
Oh, thank you for that. And yes, definitely for those of you that are here, this is where you're going to get that discount because it's on the website and you just going to be able to get some favor today. Okay, how about that? Because you showed up like Dr. Shane said. She loves it. You got to show up to get. Okay, you got to show up to get. So tell us about self-care plays in the book, and I love them because it's about 4 of them, right?
It is.
All
It
right,
is.
so
It
talk to us
is.
about the 4 plays that you have.
Okay. And right here, scanning at the bottom is the website you can go to actually get the bundle I just gave you. So you could just type that in if you weren't able to scan it. Okay. So there are 4 plays, and it's all about being sexy, right? So that first S is the first play. And so that's starting your morning off right. And I'm a believer, and this is funny. I wasn't this way, y'all. When I say this here was a journey, I mean this here was a journey. I did not start here. Um, but a morning routine. How many of you, just give me some ones in the chat if you actually have a morning routine? Share that in the chat if you do. I didn't. Again, I told you, I got up 5 minutes before I was trying to get out the door, and hopefully I made it where I was trying to go before it was too late. You know what I mean? But in the midst of this journey, what I was able to do was create a real morning routine. And I believe there's several components to a morning routine. I won't go into all of them. You're going to have to get the book to get the rest of them. But I'll tell you 2 of my favorite components of my morning routine is breathing is powerful. Like I am a fan because I understand that breath connects me to self and source. Because when I start my day with breath, literally taking moments to breathe and meditate, I'm able to really slow down. Again, setting some intention, like we talked about earlier, in my mind and focus. Because I believe how you start is really how you finish. The days when you get up and you're just off and going and everything is just chaotic, your whole day gonna look like that. but when you're slow and you're intentional, it makes a difference. So breath work is one of my favorites. The other one is devotion. Ain't no days. Ain't no days of mine gonna start without me connecting to my source. For me, that is God all day. And so it's prayer, it is Bible study. And if y'all been with me, this is gonna be a pop quiz. Who know what journal, what devotional I've been reading for the last year and a half? I'm gonna see who the real true tribe is up in here tonight, Crystal. We're gonna see who really been rocking with Dr. Shane
Yes,
for.
let's see
If
who's
you've
really
been with me, if you've been with me, you know, because I've been talking about it. There go Rochelle, Jabez. Yes, the prayer of Jabez has been the devotion I've been reading for the last year and a half that has literally changed my whole life. And I read it every single morning, looking, for a word from God. Yeah, Elena know too. They know, like these my people. They know. Um, and it's powerful for me. And so I start my day with those things. That's two of them. There's five of them actually, but I start my day with those things, and that's what sets me up to have a great day. um and sometimes women will say, well, I don't have time for that. Well, do you need to get up earlier in order 10 minutes to do these things? Because a morning routine doesn't have to take an hour. You could have a 10-minute morning routine. That's really all the time you have, but create something is what I'm saying. Just don't not have anything. Create something. So that's what that S is. You're going to need to start your morning off right with a morning routine. When I say it is the game changer of, again, our overall objective here, ladies, is to reduce our overwhelm, to create some structure for our world so that we really can take care of ourselves. Because when your world is chaotic, you really don't have room because there's too many other things you're fighting against, right?
Mhm.
So this is one way to help yourself start off right.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I was just going to ask you, like, how long should that morning be? Or, because when we think about it, we have to now and then put ourselves in a position where we're making ourselves a priority. And a
Yep.
lot of us are not used to doing that,
Nope.
especially as moms. I want to just talk to the moms out here,
Talk
okay?
to the mama.
We gotta
Mhm,
hurry up and get them right. But I like that you
mhm,
said that in order for us to do this, we must make that time, like maybe get up 15 minutes a little bit earlier, just that
mhm.
quiet time to read. To I like that breathing work that you talked about. Maybe you could
Yeah.
kind of show that later on somewhere else. But just I'm like breathing work, like yeah, like oh that's the connection you were saying to the source. I'm like yeah, never thought about that. Like really just taking some time out to just breathe in. That was really good. And the prayer and devotional Bible study, just a little few minutes, but we normally don't think about ourselves. So thank you so much for that. But let's talk about the X
Yeah.
in the play, in your four plays that you have here.
Now that's one of my favorites too, because that really looks at X-ray your time allocation. So because the number one excuse, and I told y'all earlier, excuses sound best to the one making them up. Thank you, Tyrese. X-ray your time allocation. You say you don't have time, but the reality is you have not allocated your time appropriately to take care of yourself. So at the end of the day, this is what I know, Crystal. We spend time like we have infinite amounts of it, like we can go back and grab more. When it's gone, it's gone. You can't make no more time. You can't create more of it physically, but you can reallocate it. And so one of the things that I learned, there's inside of the book, and it's in the book, you have to read it to find out. There's a resource that I use that taught me how to organize my time in a way that's productive with those six, that grid I was telling you about earlier,
Okay.
um, as well as really taking a look at how you're spending time right now. So a lot of us, when we say we don't have time, we can't see it. But one of the tasks that I give, and it's also in the workbook, is for you actually to do a time audit. And I give you the resource to do that inside of the workbook. Create the time audit and do it to see where are you really wasting your time. Because when I tell you if we all did something like that, we would potentially find out we at least got at least 30 minutes that we could get back to
Hmm.
of time that's wasted to do something for ourselves. You can't tell me that's not true. It has to be true. It's always true, but we don't even understand it because we haven't stopped to look at it. So that's what that X is.
Oh, that's good. So, like for many of us, and I'm just going to say I've been guilty of this right here, is instead of
Mhm.
grabbing the cell phone first thing in the morning, probably going on social media, we should probably what?
First.
Calm
Mhm.
down
Yep.
and spend
Yep.
spend that 5 to 10 minutes that we scrolling
Yep.
for ourselves. Oh, that's good,
Yep.
Dr. That's really, really good. Oh my gosh,
Yep.
the time we're almost at the time, ladies. But let me just add, I have another question. So, who is this book for? Like when you think about it, who is this book really for?
So this book is for, I'm going to say, the high achieving woman. And what do I mean by that? This is the woman who is taking on everybody's stuff. She is perhaps a mother. She may be a wife. She works somewhere. She may be an entrepreneur. She is a daughter, a sister. She is taking on all of the things for everybody else in her world. And she's really good at a lot of stuff usually, which is why we end up in that position in the first place, because we're so good at what we do. We're amazing. We are. God made us like that, really amazing. But as you're taking all of that stuff on, you're squeezing yourself out, and you don't even notice that you've squished, if that's a word, yourself out of your own life, because you've spent so much energy and time focused on all of them. And so this book is for the woman who's really like coming to an awareness, or even the one who doesn't even know, but she's like, I don't feel quite right. I know there's overwhelm I'm experiencing, but I don't know what to do about it. And because it's a playbook, it's literally going to give you the real plays. You understand what I'm saying? It's going to give you the plays. It's going to tell you what to do. So here's the thing. Y'all hear how I talk? This is how this book is written. It's like I'm talking to you. I've had some folks who've read it like, girl, I felt like we was just in the room, we was on the phone, and we were just talking. And you was like, girl, and then I was like, huh? And I was like, girl, don't do that. And girl, you was like, what? And you was like, and that's exactly what it's like. Because for me, I wanted it to be a personal conversation. So it's very conversational. And so it's for you. It's not a long read. It's going to be a quick read for you. And the workbook is where you'll slow down and do some more of the work. But when I say it's going to be worth every minute, because let me say this, Crystals, I know, boy, an hour goes by fast when you're having fun.
Yes.
For real. This is just so good. I just love these conversations. But here's the thing, ladies, you are worth every bit of the energy it takes for you
Mm.
to stop and pour into you. You're worth every bit of it.
Say that, Dr. Shayna. Say that again.
You are worth every bit of energy and time it takes for you to stop and pour into you. I don't care what is going on in the world. It could be everything could be on fire, but you are still worth the energy it takes for you to stop and pour into you. And we gotta know that fundamentally, because when we don't understand that, because here's the thing, and I get messy in the book because I say, we gonna say, if I ask you, do you think you're worthy and valuable, you're gonna tell me yes, but your life doesn't reflect it because you don't take care of you as if you're important. One of
Mm.
the things I've said all month long, this is March, well, we're April now, but last month, March, Women's History Month, I made the statement repeatedly that as women, we are the most important natural resource on this planet. Ain't nothing happened without a woman being involved of it. Wasn't nothing born without a woman, wasn't nothing birthed without a woman, nothing living. You hear what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
so until we understand our own value and worth, and we treat ourselves as such, they ain't gonna do it either.
Come
They're
on.
gonna continue to run us over. They're gonna continue to run us down. They're gonna continue to ask a million things because we keep saying yes and showing up for it. But
Mm.
you gotta know that we are worth every every bit of all of the energy and all of the time to stop and pour back into ourselves. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that answered the question you asked me, but that's what the spirit just said. Somebody needed to hear they were worth it. Somebody needed to hear
Yeah,
that they were worth it.
because right now I'm just going to hashtag I am worthy. Hashtag
Mm,
I am worthy. It's saying I'm worth it. Put hashtag I'm worth it. Put that there because what you're telling you need to tell yourself that you are worth it. And I love that through this book, we're going to feel and know our worth and be able to see our worth. So thank you so much for that. Um, just really quick because I know it's wrapping up really quickly, but it's oh my gosh, that hour went by so fast. I didn't know it was gonna
Mhm.
go by so fast. But I want to ask you for sexy in the book. What does sexy really mean? Is it a physical thing or is it something else? You know, we hear sexy, we just be like, oh girl, you know, like talk to me about that sexy right there.
So, and I know, and so when I thought about this as the title, right, my movement, really, this is the movement, ladies that I just put into a book. When I thought about, self-care is the new sexy as the movement, I said somebody gonna potentially either be offended because they gonna get it twisted and confused. And think what I'm saying is that the sexy I'm talking about is what we look like. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sexy, I'm fine, I'm all of these things in a bag of chips, and so are you too, okay, sis? However, that ain't what I'm talking about. Remember earlier when we talked about the difference between self care and self maintenance? The external stuff is just what we get to maintain. But the sexy I'm talking about, it is you bring it with you. It's an internal experience. When you show up well cared for, you got a good night's sleep, honey. You ate well, you drank plenty of water, you organized yourself, you weren't running from pillar to post. You done told them people, no, I don't want to do that. You asked for what you needed, you asked for some help, you did all of these things, honey. You clear about what your mission is and where you're supposed to go. You show up different in a room. You understand what I'm talking about? You show up confident. You show up clear, like your head is held high. I'm not in here shrinking like, well, maybe it, no. What I would like to have is, can I get two of those? Would you help me? No, I won't be able to do that for you today. It's not a good day for me. You get real clear and you're assertive and you understand, you're determined, you are powerful. At the end of it all, you are successful at whatever it is you desire to be successful at. That is what sexy is all about. When you show up with a spirit, it's a spirit, Crystal. I'm talking
Mm,
about the spirit of sexy. Come on, he just dropped that. It's a spirit of sexy. Because when you understand, when people walk in a room, you walk in with your spirit, right? Like I'm gonna feel your spirit before you ever say a word. And that sexy spirit is the one that's confident, that is clear, that is well cared for. She ain't broken. She ain't hurting. It don't mean life is amazing, but in those moments, she cared for herself enough on the inside that all of those things are not bleeding out on the outside because she took care of them. She took care of herself. So whatever the next thing that's going to happen, because life going to be lifing, when life shows up next time, we're not starting from a deficit place. We're starting from an empowered position. Like, okay, so I'm clear what I need to do about this. And then we're clear to do it because I understand it's for me to do for me because ain't nobody coming to save me. I ain't waiting for you. So my spirit of sexy shows up and I'm good. And you're going to interact with people differently when you show up like that. Like, I don't need your validation when I show up with the spirit of sex. I don't need you to agree with me, co-sign for me, like me, none of those things. None of that. I don't need your approval, honey. I don't need any of it because I'm clear about what's best for me. And I'm going to make sure she has it. I
mm.
want to make sure she has it because it is my job and my responsibility. So that's what the sexy is all about, baby. I'll be cute when I get there, but that ain't what I'm talking about.
Okay, okay. I love that. The S also what I heard was that S is for show up.
Come on
You
now,
show up. Okay.
for
And I
yourself.
love that you were talking about them no longer needing validation.
No,
You don't need none of those things, ladies. So
no.
so, like I said, we are a little bit over. So, listen, thank you so much, Dr. Shana. But I do have, how can the readers, no, I'm sorry, what can the readers expect from you? What can they expect out of this self care and the wellness journey, the wellness space with you? What can they expect, really quick, if you don't mind, just kind of summing that up?
Yeah, I mean, so many things. But what I would say, if you're a woman and you're listening to this, you're like, Dr. Strainer, this sounds amazing. I ordered the book. I see Leslie already has her book. Amazing, Leslie. You're going to need to give us 3 weeks or so for you to get your book in your hands with your workbook. It is coming, sis, but you'll get a notice about when it will be shipped. But I want you to know that if you're in a place and you're like, I need help, I am a wellness coach. And the work that I do with women is walking them through this process in community. So we are doing it together. I have actually a 3-day wellness accelerator, actually one that starts tonight. So if it's somebody on this line right now and you're like, Dr. Shana, I need all of this and I need some more, you can literally hop in on a community on the wellness accelerator tonight in 1 hour. It's 3 nights, today, tomorrow, and Tuesday from 6 p.m. Central to 9 p.m. Central. And we are going to bust it wide open. You understand what I'm saying? We're going to deep dive, bust it open, and we're going to deal with it in community together. You can go to selfcareistheNewSexy.com and actually gain access to that. That is the VIP exclusive, is what that bundle is on the Self-Care is the New Sexy website. Go there right now because it starts in an hour. And it is, when I say, think about it like this, the investment for that, a book, a t-shirt, y'all get one of these shirts, you'll get the workbook and all of these, a call with me. Come on, somebody. I love getting on the phone with y'all to help you. You get a phone call with me, a wellness assessment, tons of things. But more than that, you walk away with a plan. You walk away with some confidence. You walk away with a new spirit of sexy, and you walk away with less overwhelm. Okay. All of that for an investment of $297. Are you worth $1? Not even $1 a day. Are
Right.
you not even $1 a day? And I'm giving this away honestly because the value of this is $19.97. But for women who I know are ready and serious, and for the first 30 who take advantage of that offer, will gain that for $297. So you'll go to selfcareistheNewSexy.com for that offer. But that's what you can expect from me, showing up, serving sisters in community so that we can be well. That's what I'm here for. If you not follow me on TikTok, on IG. I am Dr. Shana. Follow me here. If you just stumbled across me on this Facebook page, you don't want to miss it because it's so much he put in me, I can't even begin to tell you. So I'm gonna stop because I know our time is spent and we need to exit this building, if you will. But do not let another day go by that you don't do something for you on purpose. Whether you work with me or you work with somebody else to do this work, that part doesn't matter to me as much as it matters to me that you understand you're worthy to do something to pour into you. And now is the appointed time. That's what I mean.
Right now. So I'm going to ask you to do something really quickly, Dr. Shana. Can you put it back up on the screen just for those that are here that some people kind of just jumped on? Yes, the bonus for being here today. Only today will you see this right here. You will not see this anywhere else. So go ahead and take a screenshot, get your playbook plus the workbook bundle, and then meet Dr. Shana in a few minutes over there at the accelerator. So join her now. Go ahead and join her now and connect with her so you can work with her and you're worth it. So thank you so much for this interview. Congratulations. Everybody say congratulations to Dr. Shana in the feed. Everybody say congratulations to her on her new solo book because she not only has this book, she got other books, she got other projects, but this is her baby. And I'm just so excited for her to be able to work with her and help her publish this amazing book that many of you get ready to get in your hands. And let me tell you, can I just tell y'all this real quick? The inside, the format, the book is bad, okay? And the workbook, okay? It is sexy on its own, all right? So I was like, oh, this is hot, all right?
Yeah.
And it's it's gonna help you want to do the work for real because just the layout of it and just how she just flows through each section. So go ahead and grab your copy right now today. So just once again, Dr. Shana, can you let the people know how they can work with you, how they can reach with you, how they can connect with you? Go ahead and just let them know really quickly. Thank you.
So listen, go to selfcareisn'tsexy.com to grab your copy of this great book. Get a bundle, show up as a VIP tonight in my Wellness Accelerator. If you also, like I, would really, really love to connect with you, Dr. Shayna, then you can go to breakthroughwithdrshayna.com to set up a consult with a member of my team to have a deeper conversation about what your need is. Okay. That is an option as well too. But I'm here to support you, sis. I am here to walk with you on this wellness journey because you do not need to do it alone. Remember, you need to fill your cup first so that you can serve from your overflow. We got to take care of ourselves first before we're able to serve others in power. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate the love. Share this with somebody in your world. There is a sister. And here's the thing, I'm going to say this, Crystal, and then we're going to go. If you feel like, well, Dr. Shane, I don't need this, I'm good, get it for one of your sisters who you know needs it. Gift it to her because that could be the gift that she needed that can literally change the trajectory of her life.
Mhm.
The book alone, if you say, I'm going to get her the book alone is $25. Gift her the book and she'll thank you forever for it. Just give me her address and I'll send it directly to her as a gift from you. Okay. All right, ladies. Y'all have a great rest of your evening. I cannot wait to see y'all on the other side of your wellness journey. I got you. You do not have to do it alone. Mwah. Love you.
Have a good night.
Bye bye.